The book of Ruth is a beautiful story, rich with themes of loyalty, love, and faith. It tells us about a woman named Ruth. She was from Moab, a land often at odds with Israel. Ruth was married to an Israelite man. Sadly, he died, leaving Ruth in a foreign land far from her own family. She had a choice to make, a decision that would shape her future. Ruth could go back to her people, to the familiar comforts of her homeland, or she could stay with her mother-in-law Naomi, who was also grieving. Naomi was also a widow, having lost her husband and both her sons. Ruth chose to stay with Naomi, showing incredible loyalty and love. She loved her very much and wanted to support her in this difficult time. This was a big decision, one that required immense courage and faith. Ruth was leaving everything behind, her past life, her home, her family, her friends, and even her gods. She was choosing faith over fear, trusting in a new path. Ruth trusted God to take care of her, believing in his plan. This is a powerful lesson for us. Sometimes life is hard and we face difficult choices, but God is always with us, guiding us through the storms. He will give us strength to carry on, no matter how heavy the burden. He will help us through, providing support and comfort. Just like he helped Ruth, he will help us too if we trust in him. Ruth's loyalty to Naomi was amazing. She made a promise that would change both their lives forever. "Where you go, I will go," she said with unwavering determination. "Your people will be my people," she declared, embracing a new community. "Your God will be my God." These are famous words that echo through time. They show us the depth of Ruth's love and commitment. Ruth left her homeland, her family, and everything she knew. She traveled with Naomi to Bethlehem, a place she had never seen before. This was a strange land, filled with unfamiliar faces and customs. Ruth didn't know the customs, and everything felt foreign to her. She didn't speak the language well, but she was determined to learn and adapt. She would face anything with Naomi by her side. This journey wasn't easy. It was filled with hardships. It was long and tiring, testing their endurance and faith. There were dangers along the way, from wild animals to harsh weather, but Ruth never complained. She was committed to her promise, showing incredible strength and resilience. She would stay with Naomi no matter what challenges they faced. Ruth's loyalty is an inspiration to us all, a testament to the power of love and faith. It reminds us to be faithful to our loved ones, to support them through thick and thin, to be there for them, no matter the cost, just as Ruth was for Naomi. Life in Bethlehem was not easy. Ruth and Naomi were poor. They needed food. So Ruth went to work in the fields. She gathered grain that was left behind. This was hard work. It was also humble work. But Ruth didn't complain. She worked diligently. She trusted God to provide. She knew he would take care of her, and he did. Ruth found favor in the eyes of Boaz. He was a wealthy landowner. Boaz was kind to Ruth. He made sure she had enough to eat. Ruth's story teaches us about hard work. It teaches us about trusting God. Even when things are difficult, God sees our efforts. He rewards our faithfulness, just like he did for Ruth. Section 4. Blessed by Boaz, Ruth finds favor and love. Boaz was a good man. He was a relative of Naomi's deceased husband. He saw Ruth's kindness. He noticed her hard work. He was drawn to her. Boaz showed Ruth special kindness. He protected her in the fields. He made sure she had food and water. Boaz and Ruth fell in love. They married. This was a huge blessing. Ruth went from being a poor widow to becoming the wife of a wealthy man. God had a plan for Ruth. Even in her darkest moments, God's love is amazing. He sees us. He knows our hearts. He cares for us. He wants to bless us just like he blessed Ruth. Section 5. Ruth's enduring legacy. A lineage of faith. Ruth's story is one of resilience, faith, and divine providence. Ruth's story didn't end there. Her journey continued to unfold in ways that would shape the future of an entire nation. She gave birth to a son named Obed, a child who would carry forward her legacy. Obed became the grandfather of King David, one of the most significant figures in biblical history. And King David is in the lineage of Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Ruth, a Moabite woman, became part of God's plan, showing that his grace knows no boundaries. Ruth's story is a testament to God's grace and his ability to use anyone for his divine purposes. It shows us that God can use anyone, no matter their background or past. He sees potential where others see limitations. He can take our brokenness and turn it into something beautiful. Ruth's legacy lives on through the ages. She is an inspiration to us all, a beacon of hope and faith. Her story teaches us about faith, about loyalty, and about God's incredible love and faithfulness. Ruth reminds us that even in difficult times, God is working behind the scenes. He is weaving a beautiful tapestry, one that includes each of us in his grand design, and he invites us to be a part of his story, to contribute to the legacy of faith that began with Ruth and continues to this day.